Hey everyone, and welcome back for a new best to worst list. This time I am ranking from my least favorite to my favorite character in SOULCALIBUR 6. I wanted to wait for Season 2 of the DLC characters to be complete before I did this rating. So with that said, let's get on to it. First coming at 29, my least favorite character, unfortunately. I know there's a lot of people who love this character, but for me, coming at 29, first is a technically Day 1 DLC character, and it is, well, Tira. Comes in at 29. I'm sorry, Tira, I just don't care as much for her overall playstyle, but that's just me. To each their own, as the old saying goes. Next, coming in at number 28, just barely above, for me, is Hilda.
Hilda.
I will say, I do love her design in the game, and I like her different looks and stuff, like this one especially, but, yeah, sorry Hilda, gameplay-wise, I'm just not... Definitely Hilda's a character you have to be dedicated to learning all her moveset, and I'll be honest, I'm not that interested enough in Hilda to put in the actual time it would take to master the character. And her playstyle is very different from what I traditionally like, playstyle-wise. Coming at 27, I was thinking she would be in last place, but for me, coming at 27 is Setsuka. Funny enough, so far the 3 lowest characters on the list are all DLC characters. Don't get me wrong, Setsuka has, I think, one of the best supers in the game, definitely of the female roster, hands down. She's also one, I think, the best designed female characters in the game, though Hilda is up there too. But gameplay-wise, I'm just not a big fan of Setsuka either, unfortunately. Even though I want to actually like her more than I do. Coming at 26, easily my least favorite male character in the game. Coming at 26 is Azeroth. And the sad thing is, I used to love playing with Azeroth in SOULCALIBUR 1 and SOULCALIBUR 2. SOULCALIBUR 3, I was 50-50 with him. I did not like him after SOULCALIBUR 3 at all, gameplay. And the same thing goes for SOULCALIBUR 6, unfortunately. Thing is, I loved him in SOULCALIBUR 1 and SOULCALIBUR 2. I thought he was a blast to play with. But it seems like as time has gone on, I like his gameplay less and less. Though his design remains solid, for the most part. Coming in at 25, another character I want to like more than I do because I love his design in the game for the most part.
Raphael.
Well, for the most part. Specifically, I love this one. But, yeah, coming in 25 is Raphael, unfortunately. Another character I'm sure a lot of people disagree with me on, for me, at number 24. Well, for me, coming at number 24 is Ivy. I get it. People love their dominatrix character. I get it. I'm sorry, I just don't dig her playstyle as much in this game. I would say SOULCALIBUR 2 is probably my favorite game for playing with Ivy. That and probably SOULCALIBUR 3. But yeah, I'm not digging her moveset overall as much in Soul 6. Coming in at 23 is a character I think is one of the best designed characters and one of the most interesting characters in the game, hands down, and that's Salsa Mill. But gameplay wise, I put Salsa Mill at 23. Though in the beginning, he was like dead last. He has gone up several spots over time though. Coming in at number 22, Meru. I actually like playing with him more in Samurai Showdown than I do in SOULCALIBUR 6, unfortunately. Which kind of sucks, because genuinely, he was, of the guest characters, he was probably the one I was most looking forward to out of all the guest characters. And he ended up being my least favorite guest character, which kind of sucks. Coming in at 21. Another staple of the franchise, at 21 for me personally, is Xianghua. But I know there's plenty of people out there that love the character, and I get why. Just doesn't look right looking at her without SOULCALIBUR. But, yep, she's not really changed too much overall gameplay-wise throughout the years. Just a little tweak here and there. But, unfortunately, she doesn't make any higher than a 21. Because there's many other characters I just enjoy more. At 20 is when I expected to like more than I actually did. At 20 is Sophie Dia. Love the character. She's always been one of my favorite female characters in the franchise. My favorite version of her was probably SOULCALIBUR 1, gameplay-wise. But as time has gone on, like Azeroth, I tend to like her less and less gameplay-wise. Though I still think she's solid. It's just, I can think of quite a few characters I just enjoy more in the game. Coming at 19. Somebody who does have a really cool, like, the ability to transform and stuff and have a different super is cool on Killix's part. But still, I don't like Killix's overall moveset as much in this game. I think SOULCALIBUR 3 is probably my favorite version of Killix overall. But to each their own when it comes to things like that. Everything is based on opinion. For me, coming at number 18, one of the newest characters in the game, Gerald. Of course, the most recent addition to the Edgelord character base, though he's not as cool as a lot of the other Edgelords. I will say, he does have a few things I like. I love his super, and I do like other elements. I love the metal, like, gauntlet arm thing of his. There are definitely aspects, gameplay-wise, I do actually like from him. But he's still on the lower half, unfortunately. Coming at 17, and I'm surprised she's actually this high. Coming for me at number 17 is Amy. I'm surprised I ended up enjoying Amy a good amount more than I did Raphael, which surprised me quite a bit. I was not expecting to enjoy Amy as much as I have. She ended up one of the surprise characters for me in the game. Coming in at 16 is an established character which will always be one of my favorite female characters in fine game history. And that is Mina. She comes in at number 16. I want her to be higher, but there's a few tweaks here and there to her gameplay I just don't like as much as in past games. But still, I do like, one, her design. I'm glad they've stayed loyal to her older looks. I think they could have had at least maybe a tad more clothes on, but yeah, I guess they have to do stuff like that to do fan service, unfortunately. But whatever, I guess. Still, I will always love Mina as a character. She's always been one of my favorites in fine game history. But gameplay, so I just don't like a lot of the tweaks they did to her. Next, coming in at 15. I'm not sure how I would feel about some of the gameplay tweaks in this game, and that being Mitsurugi. Comes in at 15th place. Mitsurugi is a character, I will admit, I've always pretty much liked him going back to Soul Calibur 1. And I'm glad, he's one of the characters I actually enjoyed some of the tweaks a little more than others. And I appreciate it. Overall, he hasn't changed a huge amount. He's always been like sort of middle of the road for me overall though. Coming in at 14 is when I was kind of disappointed. Yeah, he made it to 14, but unfortunately still a bit of a disappointment to me. At number 14 is Valdo. Valdo, up until really this game, well, up until about Soul Calibur 5, up until then, like Soul Blade or more Soul Calibur 1 through Soul Calibur 4, he was always in my top 10 favorite characters in every game. But I just don't like some of the changes they've been making to his gameplay style as much in the newer games, unfortunately. To me, Soul Calibur 3 was the last one where he really, truly felt 100% like Valdo. At least gameplay. It's before they started completely changing up his gameplay style way too much for my liking. Coming in at 13, a character I was surprised as high as this. For me, at 13th place is Yoshimitsu. I'll admit this is, in my opinion, the top 3 best designs of Yoshimitsu I've ever seen. I would probably put this in maybe 3rd best Yoshimitsu design of all time. So yeah, I really love this design of him, and I like the new refreshed gameplay style in this game of Yoshi. He's more fun in this than he's been in Tekken in a long time. So I'm glad at least Soul Calibur 6 I actually ended up enjoying Yoshimitsu a lot more than I expected. Coming in 12th place, another unusual new weirdo. I guess you could say in this game, this guy became my favorite weirdo character to play with. Coming in 12th place is Aswell. The leader of the human race, as he calls himself. He's definitely a psycho nutcase, but I really enjoy him. I love his unique gameplay style, and he's actually one of the characters I'm willing to actually put in time to learn more and get better with his gameplay. See, that's the way you want to do it. You want to do it like his, make it where it's fun and you want to learn his playstyle, unlike some of the other characters, like Hilda. Coming in at number 11, hands down, my second favorite guest character in the game, 2B, from of course definitely an interesting character. 2B has, in my opinion, maybe the best super in the game, at least of female characters. But love 2B. So I'm definitely glad they ended up deciding to put her in the game. She was a surprise, and I'm surprised genuinely how much I've enjoyed her in this game. Coming in at number 10. A character, as time has gone on, I've become a bigger and bigger fan of gameplay-wise, but I really like Cassandra in this game a lot. She has definitely replaced her older sister as one of my favorites, easily. I continue enjoying playing this character. Love Cassandra. I can't say enough positive things about how much fun her playstyle is with her electric ability that can also augment some of her attacks as well, and her super. Coming in at number 9, the most recent addition. I'll admit a little bias here because I've always been a fan of this character going all the way back to Soul Blade, or Soul Edge in Japan. But I was sad when they got rid of him. I'm just glad they brought him back finally. And I love the fact they gave him sort of like a Bloodborne type hunter outfit, and I really like that. And I love his over-the-top super. Coming in number 8 is a is definitely a traditional character that will never truly change. I will always love Siegfried. So yeah, coming in number 8 is Siegfried, always a staple, will always probably be in my top 10, hopefully, characters. And I'm glad they didn't change his moveset way too much, but enough to drop him in rank for me, unfortunately. Coming in at number 7 was a surprise, making it this high, though I used to love him in SOULCALIBUR 1. Coming in at 7 is Maxi, or the Elvis of SOULCALIBUR, if you will. With that said, however, coming in at number 6 is my favorite guest character in the game, and my 6th favorite character in the game in general. Coming in number 6 is Gerald of Rivia, or better well known as The Witcher. Yes, I'll admit, I did not expect to love Gerald as much as I have. The more I play him, the more I like him. I just love his design, his unique playstyle, love his stage. I love everything about this character in all honesty. And it was stuff like this is what got me into the Witcher series. So I appreciate that. Coming at number 5 is a character that's always been one of my favorites, but in this game something just clicked. The first time I've had this much fun with Taki since SOULCALIBUR 2. She's honestly a lot of fun to play with in this game, and I love her redesign, and I love that custom costume I put on her as well. But yeah, for me, coming at number 5 is Taki. Always one of the coolest female ninjas, in my opinion, of all time. Coming in at number 4 is the dreaded pirate, and loved him since Soul Blade 1, or just the original Soul Blade. That is Cervantes de Leon, the French pirate. Just always loved his design and everything, and I'm glad a lot of the augments they've done to his playstyle has made him actually more fun in my opinion. But this is the most fun I've had with Cervantes since SOULCALIBUR probably 1. Which is definitely a positive thing, which is why he's at number 4. Number 3 is a character that has been the most fun since SOULCALIBUR 2, her debut. Coming in 3rd place. 3rd favorite character in the game, hands down, Talum. Which is my number 1 favorite character in SOULCALIBUR 2. So yeah, all biased as heck, but I'm glad she plays a lot more like SOULCALIBUR 2 Talum again, and a lot less like SOULCALIBUR 3 and 4. Though SOULCALIBUR 3 was still okay, but that's when she started going down rank, but I'm glad to see her back up as one of my top favorites. Coming in at number 3, I love the fact he does play unique and differently in this game. Coming at number 2 is Inferno. Love Inferno's gameplay in this game a lot. So with that said, you know my number 1 favorite character, my favorite villain, favorite character in general of the Soul series of all time, and he's pretty much always been at in my top 3 favorite characters to play as. Maybe except for SOULCALIBUR 4. But with that said, that is in my opinion, best to worst, my ranking of all the SOULCALIBUR 6 characters. I'll see y'all next time, and just remember, your soul still burns, or rather, does your soul still burn? The legend will never die.